Hello. Kamish here. It's Tuesday afternoon. I'm in a beautiful park in Mount Dora. You probably wonder what the hell I'm doing up here. Truth be told, I'm working like 70 hours this week, and part of it is the training session, the station over here. We have a long extended lunch. And since my week 6 wrap up was only funny to me and entertaining to me, I figured I'd actually just do a traditional week 7 wrap up and go over a couple things and talk to you man to man and man to woman about your teams. I want to just say that I think the way to categorize the last week or two is a fantasy apocalypse. Similar to a zombie apocalypse, I'm sure, but every strategy is just out the window now. It's just become a pure crapshoot. Everything has gone into luck mode. And I don't mean Andrew luck, I mean like you're going to get lucky if you score points mode. For example, Peyton Hillis had more fantasy points than Adrian Peterson this week. I think Peyton Hillis was bagging groceries at Winn-Dixie last week. And now he's a viable flex option. I mean, what the fuck's the world coming to? 2 weeks ago, Calvin Johnson had 4 points. This week he had like 40. Tom Brady is the 29th ranked quarterback for completion percentage. He's a 19th ranked quarterback in quarterback rating. I mean, before Sam Bradford got hurt, he was a top 7 quarterback. But now guys like Reggie Wayne's out for the year, Doug Martin's out for the year, Jay Cutler is probably going to be out for the year, Sam Bradford, a bunch of defensive players, Jermichael Finley, I'm not sure what's going to happen with him. And now it's become let's take a chance on a guy. If he scores me 20 points, I'm going to win. If he scores me 0, I'm probably going to lose. And it's not elite players. It's guys like Zach Stacy or Ruben Randall or Danny Woodhead. Guys at the beginning of the year that weren't really relevant or even draftable. I mean, maybe in later rounds as a flyer, but I've taken all the logic out of everything and just said, fuck it, and just throw caution to the wind and pick some guy and go, hey, let's give him a shot. He may work out, and that'll be my win. And that's what it's become. It's not the elite players that are really getting people by nowadays. It's the guys that you either drafted after the 6th round or guys you picked up on waivers because of injuries. And there's so many injuries, and now all these running back by committees. Who's the best running back right now? Is it Adrian Peterson? I don't know. It's not Ray Rice. It's not C.J. Spiller. It's not Doug Martin. Arian Foster's hurt now. Ben Tate's going to take over. I mean, this is where we're at. This is where fantasy becomes very frustrating because, you know, a guy like, I don't know, let's take Mike Wallace, super underperforming. Or look at somebody like, I don't know, Andre Johnson. I mean, Matt Schaub was supposed to be, these guys were supposed to be Super Bowl team, and now Matt Schaub isn't starting. This guy named Keenum is starting. Andre Johnson does have a touchdown catch this year yet. I mean, it's completely on its ass. There's no way to really strategize properly. And I guess that's okay. I guess it makes it fun, but at the same time, it's like, why am I going to commit so much time to those brain power to try to figure out what the hell's going on when it doesn't really matter? Some asshole who was, on the practice squad 3 weeks ago is now going to be the determining factor if you make the playoffs or not. And on top of that, I mean, look at it. We have 6 weeks to go. And we have 2 6-1 teams. 1 5-2 team, I think. And we have basically everyone else. But we have 6 weeks to go until the playoffs start, and really everyone's in it. 6 teams go to the playoffs. I'm 3-4. Goss is 4-3. Capper's 3-4, surprisingly. Matt Jones is 4-3. Pavano's 4-3. Stack's 4-3. I mean, everyone's still in it. I mean, statistically, I mean, mathematically, Holly's still in it. Tyler's still in it. I mean, everyone's still sort of in it. And it's those mid-level guys that will determine where you're at. And it's very scary to think, oh, hey, Donald Brown's going to be the guy to get me into the playoffs. It's fucking terrifying. And it's hard for me to move the mouse and say, click this guy off and sit Torrey Smith for, Darius Hayward Bay. I mean, if you had told me 6 weeks ago I'd been doing that, I would have punched you in the face. So, that being said, I just wish you guys luck. I mean, you just never know what's going to happen week to week, game to game. I mean, every point counts, every catch counts. And these injuries are big. I mean, Reggie Wayne, I have T.Y. Hilton, which is great, but I mean, does Hayward Bay become viable? Is this going to take a hit for Andrew Luck? Think about the ramifications of these injuries for other guys around them, and even the defenses that they play later on, or the quarterback. I mean, Bradford being out, I mean, Jared Cook, he takes a hit. Tavon Austin, Pettis, all those guys now are different all of a sudden. And it's the nature of the beast, and this is how fantasy is, but it kind of sucks. But I know some of you are winning, and you could care less because you're happy. But some of us are losing, and it fucking blows. So it's not as fun. But like Aaron said on the Facebook page, you got to kind of keep calm and fantasy on. So let me go over the games real fast, and then I'll get you guys out of here. Aaron Jones is just cleaning house still. I mean, she's riding Denver all the way to the promised land. Peyton Manning is just a monster, even when he loses. It's pretty scary. Thomas is the same way, and she's Danny Woodhead has become a huge guy for her in San Diego. Let me pull up the scoreboard here. And she beat me pretty soundly. I had a puncher's chance about halfway through the 1 o'clock games. I needed 2 of her players to die, but that didn't happen. So she's just super consistent. I mean, Bolden, Witten, these guys are performing the way they're supposed to. Ruben Randall had a touchdown. For me, Kaepernick and Gore are doing their deal, but everyone else is kind of sucking dick. Julius Thomas, Denver, shocker. He's my one guy I can plug and play. I know that I can put him in every week, and I don't have to worry about anything to worry about. He's going to score me 12, 15 points at tight end. Giovanni Bernard's coming through. I know a lot of guys want to trade for him, but you're going to have to give up your firstborn to have that happen. So, I got beat pretty good. Let's take a look here. Bennett continues to roll. He's 5-2. He took out the Mangans. Man, they're just struggling. I think it was Aaron Rodgers and the Cream Puffs. Unfortunately, living up to that billing. Jermichael Finley is going to be out for a while. He was in the ICU, for God's sakes, last week after the hit. But I mean, when all of your starters don't score more than 10 points. When 4 of your starters don't score more than 10 points, you're in trouble. But Bennett, he had 28 yards from Adrian Peterson and 0.6 points from Bilal Powell and still scored 156 points. Romo, Herring Douglas went nuts without Julio Jones and what's his other face, Roddy White. Hit the jackpot with Jordan Reed in Washington. He had 31 points for him. I mean, his kicker even was going nuts at 13. So, Bennett's looking pretty solid. I mean, right now it looks like Bennett and Savino are kind of the teams to beat. We'll get to Savino in a second. So, to recap, EJ's 6-1. I'm 3-4. Bennett's 5-2. Scott and Jack are 1-6. Really jockeying for position in that consolation round with Holly and Tyler. Goss, this is the real clusterfuck of the week. Goss had negative points from his quarterback and still found a way to win. Cutler gave him negative 0.6 points, but Calvin Johnson, Welker, and Marshawn Lynch, actually no, Ryan Matthews, completely put him over the top. I mean, it goes to show that you can have one guy completely below you, but you can have other guys have monster games and you can still win. He scored 140 points. Capper's 3-4, and no offense, Capper, I'm pretty shocked. I mean, Stafford did great, but Spiller sucks. Deshaun Jackson, that Philadelphia is a fucking mess. Keenan Allen, I think the honeymoon's over there in San Diego. It's tough. I mean, he sat Chris Johnson, who had 24 points, and it's hard to start him because he's so inconsistent. But anyway, this goes to show that even no matter how much knowledge you have or how much research you do, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win. So you got to depend on that luck. Matt Jones was the high scorer this week with 182 points. He just demolished Holly. Once again, overperformers and underperformers. Alfred Morris, he got hijacked. I mean, Roy Halou had 3 touchdowns, and all of them were Alfred Morris's, and Halou just steamrolled him and vultured him and took all his points from Morris. And it sucks for a Morris owner because he's a top 5 running back. Top 10 running back, and he's not getting the touches by the goal line. Same thing with D'Angelo Williams. D'Angelo does all the work, and then Mike Tolbert comes in, and boom, touchdown. And it's wildly frustrating. So, Matt Jones, I mean, listen to this. Cam Newton, Jamal Charles, Eddie Lacy, A.J. Green, Mike Wallace, Vernon Davis. Jaquiz at 26. Endelman was the low score on that team with 9.4. I mean, everyone else was in the mid-teens, 20s, and 30s. It was one of those monster weeks, and 2 weeks ago he was thinking that he was out of it, and now his team just demolishes everybody. Pavano squeaked one out. Pavano and his auto draft team, man, they're no joke. Scored 140. Russell Wilson's back. Jordy Nelson. Vincent Jackson with some guy that no one's ever heard of, Mike Glennon, throwing to him. 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, Arian Foster gave him 1.1 points and he still won. It's just stupid. It's stupid. I mean, Tyler's excited for Gronkowski to be back, but the rest of his team is just flat. Rice, Larry Fitzgerald, Greg Jennings. It's just... It could quite possibly be... It feels almost like a practical joke almost with how little these guys are doing. And trust me, I feel for you because I'm in the same boat. Dan Stack, who was out of town, I had to set his lineup for him. He was a low scorer at 99.6, but he's lost 3 in a row. He started out 4-0 and now back in the dumps. And this is those weeks where, I mean, there's 6 teams on bye this week. 6 NFL teams. Sorry, I thought I heard somebody. 6 NFL teams on bye this week, and I mean, our lineups are going to be atrocious. And you're going to, I mean, I could be in a lineup somewhere and not even know it. So this is the transition. Like I said, you have 6 weeks to go. Look at the standings. Look to see how many wins you need, and really try to strategize how you're going to get these bye weeks and get into the playoffs. I mean, a 500 team could make it into the playoffs very easily in this league, and it's so. And also start paying attention to how many points you can. Try to optimize as many points as you can, because if you're tied with somebody else at the end of the season, it's going to come down to how many points you have. So. Obviously, I don't want to sound very John Madness while we're saying the more points you score, the better, but it really is. Savino, 6-1, beat up on Dan pretty good. I mean, he scored. I think he was scoring almost 200 points for 3 weeks in a row, and now he comes up with 129. But it's enough to get by. Des Bryant, 22. Justin Blackman had 8-11, but Andrew Luck had almost 40. I mean, it's pretty nuts. I almost feel bad for everyone because I feel like everyone's so frustrated with everyone's performances this year. But this is the nature of fantasy football, and this is what we have to deal with, and this is what makes or breaks you as an owner. So keep forging ahead. Keep active on the waiver wires. Don't forget, it's $5 per transaction still. In 2 weeks, we're going to be at Kings, I believe, on iDrive. Tyler's going to be the host for that week. Please come down. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's the bowling, and there's the big screen TVs, and there's the couches, and a really cool atmosphere, and it'll be a lot of fun. Kid-friendly, I believe. On the 10th is going to be Holly's birthday party. We're going to be doing a watch at Johnny's Filling Station in the VIP room, the place where we did the draft a couple years ago. Same room. We're going to do the whole thing, do a spread, and everyone come for Holly's birthday and watch some football and have a good time. Like us on the Facebook page. I know some of you don't are on Facebook, but be active on there. Be active on the message board. Shit talk all you want. I'll formally apologize for last week's wrap-up. I've just been so busy, but I thought a Japanese guy squirting milk out of his weird long nipples was pretty funny, but apparently people thought it was disturbing. Well, sometimes I'm a little fucked up. I apologize for that. I think that's why you love me a little bit, too. Other than that, I'm done. I'm going to finish my lunch, enjoy the nice weather. Looking forward to playing the Mangas this week. Hope I can punch out a win. I need one. If you guys have any questions or anything, let me know. I appreciate you guys being on top of your shit. And you guys are a great league. We're having a great time. I can't wait for next year already. I'm probably not going to win this year, so I can already look forward to next year. And the Red Sox are in the World Series starting tomorrow night. So I, personally, am alright. You know, the Patriots are fucking terrible. So, from Mount Dora and from my pressed Cuban sandwich, I say good day, and I will talk to you guys soon. And hopefully see you for the games this week. And we'll be around. Alright? Peace out.